Solo queue has been a very popular pick. Batman Bandaway, Derry just pointed me out on the screen there that Cyanide has renamed himself to Yellowknight.
Yellowknight, Yellow Star, Kelly Jean. And on the other side, it's Loader, Neil Fails, Aki, and then, of course, anonymous ESL players.
Let's see how they're going to be able to match up on in this game, but it's time to get on into these picks, and we'll see how things are going to start off here. And I'm curious to see what Loader and Aki play during this game, because we've seen a couple of different things coming out from each of them, but definitely more success on these tanks.
Absolutely. I mean, Batman being Bandaway was an interesting choice, given it was Cyanide, or Yellowknight in this case, who really had a great game with it earlier on today. And while we've seen the effect it can have, why not try and pick it as your first pick? But instead opting, you know what, forget about it. We're going to go and take ourselves away to Alice as the first pick.
We're going to have some brawlers coming on through. We've got Raz, who's an assassin, and Loader going to be playing that marksman on Slims. And now, Butterfly being hovered right now, but by ESL player 7. Is he going to deny Butterfly from Kelly Jean? Because that's pretty hilarious, I'm not going to lie.
And just go, you know what, I'm a pro, I can do this. And in fact, Kelly gets auto-locked in with the Valheim there. Worked out quite nicely because they didn't have a marksman in the first place. So the comp is running out quite nicely. But as we suggested earlier on, this may very result in the Legends having to now go back and play their more defensive style heroes. Go for the tanks, go for the warriors, go for those who want to get up in the mix of things and really cause havoc.
Neil going to lock in that Grak. As to be expected, really, that's something we've seen a lot out of these Dota guys. He's going to be able to have those hooks that can just turn a game on its head immediately. And we'll see what Team Yellow Star are going to answer with. Obviously, you don't get a huge amount of time to actually draft in this game. You get through the draft fairly quickly, so you've got to be on your toes during the draft. You've got to be thinking about it long before it gets time to your pick. But a warrior and a tank going to round out this composition. And actually, the comp from the side of Team Yellow Star looking very balanced in general, to be honest. They've got a warrior, they've got a tank, they've got 2 DPSs, and then they've got that support. And then on the other side of the scoreboard as well, we have 1 tank and a support, and then a marksman, a mage, and an assassin. So a little bit more damage-oriented from Team Loader, but Team Yellow Star going to be going with a much more kind of default composition.
And this is the first time we're seeing Malok getting picked up here for Yellowknight. Might as well call him that all game now and stick true to his desired naming convention. Yellow Star going for that Thane. So again, this very defensive style hero, it feels. The tank, the CC support, it's exactly what you'd expect from a guy like him, to be in the front line with his team, leading them from the front rather than playing a mage and getting, well, wiped out as we saw in the last game that he played.
Yeah, well, we certainly, we've seen him play CC heavy tanks in the past, and it's certainly something that he's proficient on. We'll see how this one's going to pan out. This is a game that I'm incredibly excited for. We've got a lot of proficiency on the stage right now when it comes to Arena of Valor. We'll see who is going to be able to take the best of their opponents. So far, Cyanide and Yellow Star have been the 2 most successful legends here today, and we'll see whether our Dota guys of Aki, Loader, and Neil Fails are going to be able to even things up, as we are going to be heading on into the Arena of Valor and getting this game underway.
Yeah, like picking up Malok, we mentioned it just a second ago. It's a very, very interesting hero because he almost functions as a tank, but also plays as more of a drain style, so it's more likely to build damage and try and rely on his abilities, which most of them will restore HP in some capacity when they connect, same as his auto attacks, and that's what we're expecting to see from him. So again, another very in the front line style. There he is right there, looking very scary and intimidating with that sword.
Very beefy kind of demon on the field. We'll see how he's going to be able to turn this one on its head for his team. We actually have 1 player going straight into the jungle this game. We've not really seen a huge amount of jungling, to be honest, across the course of today. It's been probably the least popular role, but definitely if you have a good jungler, it can really impact the game and can really set you up for success. But nice bit of teamwork there to grab that spirit and get the vision for their team.
Absolutely. The butterfly in the jungle is very, very impressive post level 4 because her ultimate allows us to blink straight onto... Oh, whoa, hello.
So, pro tip, don't get hooked. That's my advice for you there, Alex.
The worst thing here is you're in a 2v1 as well. This should never be happening, ever.
Yeah, but if you get hooked under tower, like we've all been there in whatever game we love to play, there's always a hero that does that, and Alice is going to get punished very heavily for that situation. That's going to be first blood going the way of Neil Fails.
That terrifying Grak. That hook, it's a dream ender.
Certainly is. Well, we'll see whether they can pull themselves back together off the back of that one. Yellow Star going to be on this lane, going to be able to get a bit of CC alongside this Alice. With a tank and a support down in this bottom lane there, it's going to be pretty difficult to kill unless they get hooked under tower. There was a kill go in the mid lane, I believe that was, in the way of ESL player 5.
Team Loader find themselves in a good spot so far, then 600 gold up. Still not a massive point because they're only 2 minutes 15 in, but it's still 2 kills on their side that they wouldn't have otherwise had and haven't had previously. Maybe it's their time to shine. The trifecta, once it comes together, the 3 players, Neil, Fails, Aki and Loader, is all they need to win this one away. Here's Raz behind them though.
Yeah, he's kind of on his own though. Will get knocked up right there. Yellowstar dodging a lot of that CC, but takes a tower shot for his trouble. We'll have to back away from this one. There's the laser coming on through. Raz jumps on back in, and there's a nice kill coming out. Team Loader starting things off strong, 3-0.
And Raz is one of these really oppressive solo queues. Oh, that grab was so close to catching out Butterfly. But Raz is one of these very, very aggressive, mobile heroes that you might often pick in solo queue, purely because once he gets rolling and starts moving around a lot, his abilities are so damaging. Often builds ability power, interestingly, rather than going for something like physical damage, because those abilities could just hurt so much as he steps through them.
See whether they're going to be able to use those abilities to their advantage and turn that into something. 3-0 lead though for Team Loader. Certainly a successful early game for them. A lot of AP on their side, or a lot of magic damage at least. Neil Fails actually in a 1v1 right now with Alice. Will be able to get this CC down. He doesn't have any teammates nearby though. Doesn't have a huge amount of damage himself. That's the issue when you run with this Grak. Yes, you have the CC, but you can't really finish people on your own.
No, it's always great because it stuns them and holds them in place and does damage, but unfortunately the damage isn't a lot, but Butterfly's damage is quite a lot. And we discussed her a little bit earlier on. One thing we didn't really expand on is that if a kill or assist happens near her, all of her cooldowns are reset. So she can pretty much just start rolling through people once she gets the first kill with her ultimate. And well, it's dreamland to be an assassin when people are starting to die around you that often that your resets are constantly going off.
It's an incredible feeling when you can start to get that ball rolling as Butterfly. Rat's actually in a bit of trouble here. That vision, you see that orb following, that gives the enemy vision of your jungle. That's from taking those Spirit Owls in the river. Just trying to avoid that one so he doesn't get spotted out and finished off. But look at this, that is going to be a player finished off. Yellowstar grabs himself that kill in the mid lane. This could be an attempt on the tower.
The tower would be a nice way to get themselves back into it. They are about 800 gold down still, so not really accelerating at the rate they would have hoped. But Kelly Jean caught out.
That's not a good direction to go, Kelly. She is going to get finished off for that one. Maybe should have just hit the tower instead of walking past it. But now Yellowstar, he tried to save his teammate and he might have just put himself in a pretty precarious situation right now. He's going to end up going down as well on this one. Good bit of sustain coming out from him, but it's not quite enough in the end.
No, and this is the bait. This is the bait I like to think is that you can take the enemy's regeneration spawn that happens behind their tower. So it's very easy to think, oh, I'll keep on hitting it as I walk past it, pick it up and then walk back. However, it's a risk, and as we just saw for Kelly, it didn't work out the way she intended.
Certainly did not. Yellow Knight in the meantime pushing up in that top lane, trying to be that split push role, but good communication from him and his team. They ping that people are missing. They let him know that everybody is rotating on up, and so he goes and hugs his tower. So we're already seeing these players kind of play to a higher level than what we've been seeing from them in the past.
Neilfeld's missing on that hook, and I think the strategy element you were talking about just there, it's exactly what we're starting to see in greater detail as well. But then I guess when you also got a number of former pro players or current pro players who've had experience playing in styles like this on MOBA games, well, they're going to be bringing it into effect, and here comes Butterfly once more.
Yeah, he wants to go for this one. We'll teleport forward. One more hit should finish the kill off and reset all of his cooldowns. This could well be a double, and it will be. Nice bit of play coming out right there. In the meantime, there were hook lands from Neil Fails, and it will trade for one kill, but it's not enough to match the double kill coming through for Cyanide.
Now, I wonder where we've seen this one before. Literally, the first kill in the game was a hook in the bot lane onto Alice under that bottom tower, which saw her going down and giving away first blood. So they need to be more wary how close they're getting here. Neilfall's getting engaged on. Yellowstar might be out of position though.
Look at the damage Yellowstar can do though. Here comes Butterfly looking to finish these kills off, but he's CC'd. Can he do it? Gets the reset, gets the double kill, and that is why Butterfly is powerful.
The resets are always absolutely huge on that passive. All it takes is one to get the train rolling, especially if you can hit multiple people with your first set of abilities, because of their lower health, you're more likely to get the reset from your second rotation, and before you know it, you found yourself rolling through the entire enemy team. So, as you probably suggest by watching that gameplay, a fantastic snowball champion. If he gets ahead, it's so easy to run away with the game.
And also, if you just start the fight off correctly, you can not only snowball in terms of like over the course of a few minutes build up more and more gold, but also in a single team fight, even if it's even, if you can just get that first kill before them, get that reset, it can net you so many more kills, and that can be enough to just win the fight on its own.
Heavy class to Alice coming in here.
So it could be Alice. We have to get away from that one. Dodges away from that hook. Butterfly has arrived as well to try and save her teammate. Two of them here, but the tower barely any HP. In the meantime, though, player 5's in trouble. They have been collapsed on themselves. Oh, nice triple knock-up. There's the stuns coming on through. Kelly G, first one to fall. Cyanide is going to go down as well, but here comes player 7 on the Butterfly. But you can't go 1v4, my friend. He gets shut down, and it's 3 kills going the way of Team Loda.
They finally find the fight. They want to start driving this advantage further forward. And again, a couple more misplays coming through from Team Yellowstar means they lose yet another fight. And they can't afford to be doing this when towers start dropping. This is where advantages really start building up against you. When Raz goes in once more, it's that uppercut and dash is so quick. It's so hard to predict.
Can I just point out as well, this entire time, Loda has been split pushing in the top lane. He's going to be able to get himself another tower right here. This is absolutely huge for him and his team. Loda he wasn't needed for that fight. He could just sit over in the side because they get that catch, because they collapse perfectly.
It's quite interesting that really they've got all these towers elsewhere on the map except for the ones in the bottom lane. So surely it's a rotation coming in sometime soon. Likely again, like you say, for Yellowstar, get down there, Loda, get down there, start pushing that in, and just get yourself total map domination and basically do what they've had to experience from Yellowstar and Cyanide all day long. Start turning things around.
Goodbye, Cyanide. He has been caught out by the hook. Can they finish things off though? Aki goes down. This could be the reset. City coming out for the Butterfly. Look at them turn this fight around. Neil Bell suddenly alone, he goes down, and that is a beautiful team fight coming out from Team Yellowstar. After Cyanide gets caught out, it's a clean sweep.
And look at how many towers they have on the map available to take. Every single lane is still standing here. They're opting for the mid lane one because they wanted to try and force it down and get more map control, weaken the stronghold here of Team Loda. It's not going to be enough to completely swing the game back in their favour, but it is going to be enough to make Team Loda think twice about going for these engages again.
Certainly will. They can only get the one tower though. They would have loved to push for more, but respawn time is still very short at this early stage in the game. And this is another game that we're seeing where we have an incredibly close scoreline between these two teams, 10 versus 11. And the thing is, like, you have to wonder what happens in that fight if Cyanide hasn't been caught out right at the very start. If Butterfly can't get the reset straight off the Cyanide and turn that into big AoE damage, like, can you still snowball the fight in the same way? So that's going to be one of the questions for these two teams, is how good are you at staying safe in these situations?
You can already see them playing a little more defensively now. They are keeping an eye around this dragon though. The Abyssal Dragon, of course, the XP and gold that it gives, a pretty solid advantage to have on your side once you pick it up. But the Dark Slayer, they're looking to try and start this. That would have been a very big risk this early on, I feel.
Yeah, the Dark Slayer would be risky, but, you know, with all 5 of them there, they actually could go for that. But they have been spotted out now in the end. Now that they've got that Spirit Sentinel, this could be a huge fight if either team is willing to go for it, but
spotted out by Raz.
Yeah, Raz just going to keep on throwing out those fireballs. It's going to deter them in the end. They don't want to go for anything too risky.
Always be able to scout them out one way or another, but at least it's being sensible and using the abilities on your side to find out who is where. I mean, Loda equally, he has spears that when he throws in the ball, Kelly Jean
is going to get caught out, but the rest of the team engages on the backside. Neil Fails surviving on barely any HP, and he will be able to walk away from that one. The CC is absolutely huge. There's another kill going down, and suddenly Cyanide, the last man on the map, and player 4 is not going to let him run away without a fight right here. Trying to land the stun spear, and he gets it at max range. That is absolutely huge, and that is going to be the kill going the way of Team Loda. Yellow Star, or Yellow Knight, what a confusing name, is going to go down in the end. And look at this, they've already got minions in the mid lane.
They've got that crossbow there as well. That will enable them to tank this up for a long, long time, and hopefully and potentially bring this tower down. Gives them that super minions in the mid lane. They could even start looking once again towards a different lane here. Bot lane still has that outer tower standing, and surely you start thinking, we can go for a split push here, and we can start threatening towards that Dark Slayer, because having that on side makes their team comp even scarier than it is right now.
Yeah, it really does. That could be the game breaker right here. And one of the worrying things, if you're Team Yellow Star right now, is one of those awesome comeback mechanics in this game is Grak's hook, right? You being able to pick someone off before a fight, but he's on the wrong side of the scoreboard if you're a Yellow Star fan right now, because he's going to be the one hooking for the side that's already in the lead. So you have to be a little bit nervous about that kind of situation. A lot of this game, I feel, is going to be down to whether or not we can see some resets on player 7.
Yeah, it seems that that's the war almost. Is does the butterfly get rolling, or does Neil Fails land a godlike hook that just shuts down any attempt Team Yellow Star might have had? And we spoke quite a lot about Grak today. We've said having that capability to just pull someone in and have the whole team lay a CC on top of them is incredibly impactful when you can land those grabs. And who better else to land it than Neil Fails? He's been doing brilliantly with it. And there's another one!
Speaking of, Yellow Star has been caught out. There's a Raz on his tail as well. Raz doing a lot of damage and CC. Yellow Star will get a nice little ult there, but his team not really there to engage at the time. Yellow Knight managing to find a knock-up onto one. They're trying to finish off Aki. Can they finish any of these kills right now? A lot of CC going down. Player 4 solo will drop in the end. Butterfly needs to get these resets, needs to capitalize, and will be able to do so. This is a huge fight. Kelly G gets the stun. There's another kill coming on through, and that is going to be an 8 coming through for Team Yellow Star.
This could be one of the inhibitor towers coming down for them. If they've got the minions to push in, Yellow Star needs to be very, very wary of that tower, but here they come. This could be the turnaround point for them. 15 to 18 in kills. The gold is so ridiculously close, the closest we've had all day, but there are 3 crossbows in the bottom lane. We've already seen what these can do today, and they will get down the second tower of the game in the base for Team Lodder.
Yeah, that is going to be 2 of those final towers going down for Team Yellow Star, which means more of these super minions pushing on through. And now, Team Lodder, they've only got 1 more lane to take towers in, unless they want to just push for a base. But the Dark Slayer still alive. That is going to be potentially the focus for these 2 teams now. It's going to give you a huge boost to your damage, but also to your health and mana regen in these fights.
And that's ideally what you need. Just having that additional 2 or 3 or 4% of HP can be all the difference once a fight kicks off. And of course, you're never going to say no to that 30% damage boost. It's absolutely huge for someone like Raz especially, who builds pretty much pure ability power damage. It really helps to just start smacking people about.
See, who is going to be the ones smacking their opponents about, though? That's going to be the question. Butterfly now going to have that revive passive, going to be able to get up from the dead 1 time in this fight. But last fight, they couldn't even get onto the Butterfly, so we'll see whether that can even be a situation that comes to pass. Abyssal Dragon will be started and finished off very quickly from the side of Team Yellow Star. It's a nice little objective from them. It's going to give them not only gold, but also XP, and now we're getting close to max level for everyone. Every little bit of XP counts.
It does, and every little bit of gold starts kicking in here as well, because at that 5-6 item point is when you are at your most effective. And no one's quite hit it yet. There's some with like fully filled out slots, but nothing fully complete. But the Dark Slayer.
This is a bold call coming out from Team Yellow Star. It does a lot of damage to your team. Will it be capitalized on, though? We can see it has been spotted out in the end, but it's not very much HP remaining. They might just be able to get away with this one. They could just win the fight anyway if they can grab that, and they have done so. And now it's time to get into the fight. Cyanide with a triple knockup. That is huge. Aki being focused on down. Player 5 does not have the damage to survive, and yeah, Cyanide is just tearing through this backline, but he's not quite finished off this player. In the end, there's no kills going the way of Team Lodder, though, and it's going to be 3 kills going the way of Yellow Star and his team. That is an absolutely huge swing.
And with the Dark Slayer buff as well, look at how much health is being regen by them every now and then. Player 7 gets topped up again pretty quickly, and they can start pushing in here. They will have the minions behind them soon enough, and that could be their opportunity to make a push. And they don't have tons of time, though. Only 15 seconds left on these 3 respawns.
This is going to be a challenge for them. I don't think they can push too far right now. They can maybe go for some of these side towers. That's potentially the option available to them. That bottom tower looks awfully juicy right now. And there's a top tower. It's on about 1 HP, so maybe something that they can go and sneeze at, and it might fall over at this point.
It was kind of the same question earlier for Team Lodder as well, was that, yeah, you've got 2 of the inhibitor towers down already, but look at the bottom. They had 3 towers remaining, and not a single one had even been touched at that point. Yes, they've gone down now, and yes, if they could set up a good split push, or even like set up a slow push, I should say, with some of these crossbows in the back line. We've seen what they can do. Even two of them can drop a tower by themselves at this stage in the game. So just why not go for that? You've done it more than enough in your careers over the years. Let's get it rolling as well in Arena of Valor.
Spirit Sentinel is going to go the way of Team Loader. And in the meantime, Team Yellow Star looking for the Abyssal Dragon. That Abyssal Dragon going to give some health regen to one of the members. Yellow Star hooked once again, but he's the perfect target for Team Yellow Star to get hooked in. He wants to be on that front line. He wants to be dishing out the damage. And look at this player 4 just about getting away with his life. But can he actually escape? Cyanide says no, shuts him down in the end. And now Aki getting blinked on. Butterfly trying to get these resets, trying to finish the kills. Can't quite do so, but it's a 2-kill pick coming through for Team Yellow Star.
And elsewhere on the map, it's just a bit of a strange face-off. Loader pushing onto Kelly Jean in this bot lane. So while there's a 4v4 going on, which, you know, Team Loader lost really here, they need to be grouping up and going for these fights as a unit. Trying to take them separately like this is never really going to work out.
Yellow Star going to be split pushing in that bottom lane, just wants to finish this tower off. They've already done a good chunk of work to it earlier on in the game, and with this many minions we'll be able to finish it. In the meantime, that top lane tower goes down as well, so Yellow Star and his gang starting to sweep up some of this standing gold on the map. Almost a 7,000 gold lead for them at this point, but we're getting to the point of the game where everyone's going to end up on 6 items, and at that point, when everybody finishes their 6th item, gold no longer matters whatsoever, and we're definitely hurtling towards that point.
We are. I mean, we saw the game earlier on between Yellow Star and Cyanide, and we said, well, Yellow Star has just rolled this game over and over again, like the fights are all theirs. All it took was one pick-off from Cyanide on Violet to completely flip the game on its head and bring them the victory. And the same can happen in this game. It looks all Yellow Star's way at the minute. 7,000 gold in the lead. Everything seems to be fine and dandy, but literally it takes one wrong fight, one person to not be there when the engage happens, and it can all fall down very, very quickly.
Certainly can. Look at this stat coming out from Team Loader. Yellow Star,
speaking
he's
of being
not
opposition,
in the best spot right now. He will be found, but even though he's tanky, it's just not enough. His team is nowhere near him. That was the wrong position to be in, and Team Loader more than happy to capitalize on this one. This could be the end of the game. 45 seconds until respawn.
And everyone's split. You had Alice in the bot lane. You had Cyanide off at the top, running away on the Malok there, trying to push into it. Just such a rough setup, and already another grab lands through. This is the worst case scenario for Team Yellow Star.
That is really bad news for them, and I'm going to get that regen passive, but, you know, when you're reviving in the middle of a team, it's not going to be enough. A hook goes on through, doesn't quite land, but there's a 5-man knockup coming out from Cyanide. Can they finish the kills? This is 3 versus 5. They need to get back underneath that tower. There's another hook landing. Cyanide is going to go down.
2 left alive there, 5 seconds on Yellow Star, but he's a tank. He's not really the guy you need right now. You need the damage to bring them down. This could be the end of it for Team Loader in their first victory of the day.
This could be the final fight of the game. Kelly Jean gets hooked on in. If she goes down, that is going to be it, but she survives somehow, and Yellow Star gets onto the back line. Can they save this game? Alice is with him, keeping him alive and dishing the damage. Team Yellow Star hang on by the skin of their teeth.
With only 2 kills in their favour as well. 5,000 gold leads still going their way, but that must have been a bit of a jump in the heart for them. With all 3 towers now down, all 3 lanes pushing in with super minions, they are going to be so restrained in what they can do here. Trying to fight for this Abyssal Dragon and trying to fight for the Dark Slayer is going to be so ridiculously risky. They've got to play this super, super smart right now.
They really do, but they have held on, and that is the most important thing right now. Those super minions, they are going to be a nuisance. They're going to be a pest that has to be dealt with, but certainly not an impossible situation. They've proven that by winning out that fight. They were outnumbered in that situation, and they still managed to hold on. This is a team that is not giving up. And we've seen that Team Loader, they started the game off strong. They had the lead to begin with, and it kind of slipped away from them, but now they firmly grasped it once more. Yellow Star getting caught out a couple of times in a row. If he can stick with his team, maybe there's a chance for the comeback.
It feels like they've almost half figured out their composition as well, because we had that brilliant 5-man ult coming out of Yellow Knight in the bot lane. All it takes is for Yellow Star.
Oh no, Player 6 is caught. Alice is down. This is the opening that Team Loader need to finish things off. They have supers pushing in all 3 lanes. All they have to do is end the game. Oh my goodness.
He got saw there.
Oh no, he got spotted in the end. That is devastating. Cyanide known for stealing these big objectives, but in the meantime, his favorite teammate has been caught. Butterfly is down. And now they have to just back away. They don't even need to go for the Dark Slayer. They can just end the game right now. Yellow Knight's been caught as well. That's another casualty. 2 members remaining. It's Yellow Star and Kelly Jean against the world. 15 seconds until player 6 respawns. They're living on a prayer right now.
They are. Yellow Star saved them last time round, but when it's 5 versus 2, it's a bit of a different story. They might just go for the base here.
Butterfly's going to respawn. Maybe there's something magical, but the base is already going down. Can they finish it off? The answer is yes. It's a win for Team Loda.
And you see him with his celebration there. High fives all around after a day of losing to Cyanide and Yellow Star. It's got to feel pretty good that once you come back together, you unify as 3. It's all about that perfect trifecta, and teamwork prevails overall.
Yeah, managing to take it in the end. I have to say, Grak has been one of the most influential characters across the course of today.